Welcome everyone. Jim couldn't make it tonight, so Kevin's gonna lead our meeting.
Welcome
do you wanna
everyone to the May 21st, 2024 Tourism Commission meeting. First on the agenda is our approval of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes from April 16th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Minutes are approved. And you said you did want to go ahead and do number 2, the welcome the new commissioner, and then jump to grants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Todd Kalish, is that how you pronounce it? Is it Kalish or Kalish?
That's a Kalish. Yeah, it's a hard one.
Kalish. I wasn't right either way.
That's okay.
Well, welcome Todd. You are our new Common Council representative. We are very happy to have you. Today will be sort of baptism by fire for you with our first meeting because we have a grant on our agenda. And in June, I just wanted to let everyone know if we can make sure to be in person, we're going to have elections. So we are, by ordinance, we have to have elections every June. So, all right, take it away, Kevin. Let's start with the grant, please.
Yeah, we'll jump down to the grant applications. Our first and only one for this evening is the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association Annual Conference.
Here, I'll share my screen. Yeah, did anybody have any questions about this? Shelley is here. Oh, got to zoom all the way down here. And I tried to include that grant criteria sheet for everyone this time. If you guys have any questions, I've been working with Lori Burns as well.
Now this one seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I don't think that I don't have any questions. Does anybody else have any questions? This one's pretty straightforward and covers all of our requirements.
Yep.
If there's no questions, anybody have a motion to?
I'll move to approve the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association Annual Conference grant of $5,000 for dates of August 27th through the 30th, 2024.
And we're doing a flat 5,000, correct? Not $10 per room night?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify, make sure that we had that. All right, do we have a second?
Kalish will second it.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Oh my goodness, thank you
Fantastic.
so much. We appreciate that immensely.
So I'll send a letter along. We do have criteria for post-event reporting, and I'll work with you and Lori on that. And we already have your memo pads and everything. I'm storing them for you until your event. So
Awesome.
we'll touch base closer.
All right, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
coming in, Shelley.
You bet.
Okay.
Hey,
Hotel updates. We'll just start from the top.
sounds good. Well, only one today since Jim's gone.
Yep, I guess it's all on me. And, you know, and generally speaking, from my little view of the market in the world, you know, Middleton's doing pretty well this year. You know, without a doubt, Madison is the strongest market in Wisconsin. And what I'm seeing is Middleton is outperforming the Madison numbers right now, at least for the month of April they did. and even on year to date, at least in occupancy and RevPAR, they're right there with them. So rate was down a little bit year to date, but April that made a rebound. Kind of expected that because Epic moved into April this year. The XGM was the last week of April, whereas last year it was both weeks were in May. But even May year to date or month to date has been pretty decent so far versus prior year.
Is there any reason for that? Like, people always ask me like, why was occupancy up or why was this up? And I usually just say your sales teams are doing really well, but was there a specific event or anything besides Epic that changed that?
The one thing I would say is the timing of Epic versus the Wisconsin graduation was better this year, allowing more occupancy and a more extended stay type occupancy for the college graduation. I think that was probably the biggest thing, at least in May so far. April, it really is the Epic, and I think Epic week 1 is always the strongest week of the two. And I felt it went pretty well, performed pretty much to expectation.
Good.
I'll say we had quite a few visitors here for both Epic and graduation. We were hopping there for a few days with people coming in.
Yep.
Ready to move on to director's report?
Yeah. Let's see
You're
here
up.
if I.
Mari.
All right. I'm going to try to go through this quickly, but just so you know, if you have lots of questions, I did go through and kind of break down a lot of our numbers too. If you had specific questions, that's in a different Excel sheet. But I'm going to start with our first quarter report, if that's okay. I'm kind of doing this a little out of order, but our first quarter revenue report came in and we were 11% higher than Q1 for 2023. We are currently in the black for first quarter expenses, which is actually pretty new for me because my first couple of years were the pandemic, and then last year I don't think we were in the black at all. Now some of this I'll say we did our strategic marketing plan in the fall this year, so we were able to get started on creating all of our materials for that right away and doing our digital ad buys earlier this year. And so because of that, we've paid some of our bills earlier this year than in years past. And but it's kind of funny because when I was looking at it, trying to manipulate like when we paid bills last year versus this year, so I could have it a little bit more of a like apples to apples, if you will. We were still doing better this year because of occupancy and ADR. And so it was just a very solid Q1. Our budget for this year, obviously it's a little bit more than 1.4 million. This is how much the $238,244 is what we've accrued so far. That's after, obviously, the city received theirs. And this number is also before paying Destination Madison. So I just received the invoice for that. So expenses in the first quarter versus how much we've made. So there we are. We're doing pretty well. 2024. And if you guys have questions, just yell, interrupt. I can't see you if your hand is up. But if you want me to go through any of those numbers anymore, just let me know, or you can always call me.
Mari, how much is Destination Madison?
I can tell you that right now. 1 second. I have, where is it? I have the bill on my desktop. $40,501 is the Destination Madison invoice for Q1. Speaking of that too, we are going to be having a meeting. I'm sitting down with their partnership, is Maureen the director of VIP or VP or VP of membership, I think. I'm sitting down with her and one of the board members to talk about our new contract, because obviously that is going up at the end of December. And the past contract, I mean, it doesn't even make sense anymore because it's alluding to things we aren't even doing together. So we're going to have to talk about that, but we're also going to be talking about percentage shares. So the 17% we are required to pay in to Destination Madison in order to have a seat on their a rotating seat, not a permanent seat, a rotating seat on their board of directors and their foundation board. So right now I'm on their board of directors. Next year I'll be on the foundation board, and then I'll have 1 year where I'm not on either. And that is their requirement. Verona and Fitchburg and us all pay in 17% to have a rotating spot. If we were to lower how much we were to pay in, we would lose that spot. And so that's just one of those things that I will be bringing up to you guys later. Our city administrator asked me to go through the contract, kind of come up with what I think is a better fit for us for the next 2 years, sit down with Destination Madison, find out what their requests or changes might be, and then bring everything to the city and to the commission so that we at least know where Destination Madison is going before, we start conversations. But that will have to be signed, obviously before October, November, and I would prefer it earlier so that I have a better idea of what our budget's going to look like. I can always budget assuming 17%. So just to let you know that's in the works. The 2024 short-term rentals report, the STAR report, it shouldn't say 2024, I apologize, it should say May. Oh no, I had this right, it says Q1. So I was looking through for just the first quarter, and I didn't want to give away too much data on here, but this year, these are the percentages and the percentage change. So January and February and March, we were up in occupancy. ADR, we were down from last year in each month. March was a little bit better. And this is obviously citywide. Revenue, we were up. February, we were up 22%. So the occupancy obviously is compensating for the ADR rate. That was redundant, ADR rate. So if you guys have any more questions about that, I don't want to put too many, some of this data is, I wouldn't want it all out, right? It's proprietary. Can't talk today, I'm so sorry. But I'm happy to discuss anything with you guys further if you want. And obviously Todd gets more information than I do. We just pay for a very limited overview of the city is our report.
Well, mine's pretty limited too. So I don't get to see everything.
Okay.
But this is pretty much in keeping with what we've been seeing.
Okay. So that's the Q1 financial and STAR report. If anybody has any questions. I'm going to bring us back up so I can look real quick. Sure. Oh, I was going to show you guys the new commercial spot. This won't take very long. I just need to open it. 1 second. One sec, sorry. All right. There we go. This is the new 30-second commercial spot that will be starting this April. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Let's see if that works. So I'm not sure if you're able to, oop. Not sure if you're able to hear that very well, but I can also send you guys a link. It's on our YouTube channel. So we have a 15-second and a 30-second, and those campaigns started in April. Next up, I did want to talk to you a little bit about the marketing manager backfill position. So we interviewed 5 candidates yesterday, and today we were just going through notes and discussing that. We told the candidates that by Friday we would at least communicate with them where we are in the process, which could be we're hiring someone, we want to bring 2 back in for another interview, or we're going to continue to interview more candidates. I'm on vacation next week, so if we were to do that, it would be the first week of June. So I'll let you guys know how that all works out, because right now I can't share everything because it's a personnel issue and this is being recorded. But they were good interviews. So my hope is that we'll have a person in office by late June at the very latest. It'll really all depend on how much time those people have to give for notice to their current positions. And then the next thing that was on my list, it says depot update. So we had another truck back into our building. Another delivery truck hit the side of the building. We were actually here that time. So ran outside to try to get a photo of the truck, and he did stop. So this is our 3rd truck that has hit the roof, but it's the first that was not a hit and run. And so we were able to get the insurance information and a quote, and at least we won't have to pay to have it fixed. And it does not look as bad as the one that took out the corner. I don't think it broke the siding. So we hopefully won't even have to replace the board. The metal railing thing has to be replaced, and shingles and possibly a little painting, but it's looking like we won't have to replace the entire board on the top there, which is great because then we'd have to repaint. So just letting you guys know that that's out there. The property next door that receives a lot of deliveries has painted new lines to help. And the city is already having, one of the plans is actually the alley that belongs to the city and the parking lot area behind us that belongs to the city is supposed to be, I mean, we're hoping, it all depends on timing and budget, is supposed to be addressed this summer, by this late summer, because there's a huge, they tried filling it in last year and it didn't really work. Basically it's sinking. The water table, like there isn't water drainage back there, and so the parking lot is sinking. And they're hoping to fix the parking lot and repaint everything. And when they do that, because 2 of our one or two of our pylons has also been hit, and one of them's unearthed, they're going to install larger, taller pylons further out from the building, because right now they were put in just to keep people from like running into things. So now they're going to go out further so that truck drivers can use those as a line of sight and hopefully clear the roof. It was an interesting day. Laura and I were traffic controllers trying to help the guy back out because he couldn't make any of the turns. It was interesting. But just so you know, that's going on, and it'll hopefully be fixed, by the end of the month. We went with the same person who fixed it the last time. And then the last thing on my list is a trademark update. So as you all know, we've been trying to get our logos trademarked. The icon or bug logo that you see on the screen right now has officially passed everything. All I'm doing now is waiting for the final paperwork saying this is now your trademark. But the attorneys got back to me about a week and a half ago saying that it looks like that one has completely passed. The horizontal one, they just submitted more materials on that. And hopefully it'll just go through the same process, because this one actually was accepted pretty quickly after we submitted supplemental materials. And so that will hopefully be all wrapped up and we won't have to go through any more applications for that, hopefully ever. So that's all I had actually on my list. I did want to note for items for next agenda, Laura and I will be beginning going through budget information in June, where we're working with all of our vendors to try to get estimates or contracts for the following year, so we have a better idea of how much things will cost. But in July will be the first time I show it to you, so that we can have it like officially approved by August, so I can get it in front of finance. Also, I'm still working on trying to find somebody who could do a third-party strategic plan for us. Some people who told me that they had some ideas and that didn't quite work out. So I will hopefully in June or July have a name for you where we're going to get started on that process. The strategic plan, as we outlined last year, will be primarily about looking at, for the next 3 years, how do we bring meetings, conventions, and events to our hotels in a more robust manner? How do we help those sales teams? We are small and we have a small budget, so I would love to say, let's go after sports and let's go after this and this and this all at the same time. But I think realistically, if we can set a 3-year goal to increase that, and we will have to sit down, obviously, with Todd and Jim to talk about what is a realistic number to shoot for? What is a goal that we should shoot for, collaboratively? Also part of that will be, we're going to do a salary compensation study because we've never had one done. When the city did one years ago, we weren't included. I think for the most part, we're sitting pretty okay on that. And then the third part of the strategic plan meetings privatization. We've actually been asked by more than just the commission on what that could look like for us, like how much would it cost? How many services would we lose if we separated from the city? What would the city gain? All of that. Right now, I think that there are a lot of upsides to being a city department. But on the other hand, there are some grant opportunities we can't apply for. We can't sell merchandise. We can't charge membership fees. As long as we're a city department, the only revenue source we're allowed to have is the hotel tax. And for right now, that is okay. But if we're looking at ourselves 3, 5, 10 years down the road, are we going to plateau at some point and we're going to have to look for another revenue stream? And so just talking to somebody who works in that space to ask, kind of, take a look at us versus what we could be. Hopefully we'll be able to get a better answer. So hopefully I'll have that outline and some recommendations by June or July for all of you. And in June, the one thing I need to add to this is in June, we are going to have to do elections. So we'll vote. We only vote for a chairperson and a vice chairperson. I handle all the secretarial work since I have to upload everything to OnBase, and none of you are allowed to have access to OnBase. So it just works out better that I take the notes and upload the video. But it would be great if we could have people in person, because some of you, I bet quite a few of you haven't met our new Todd. And also it gives us a chance to just sort of touch base with all of you, and we'll have a goodie bag for you like we did last year. So with some new stuff in it. I don't really have any other updates, marketing wise. All the reports that have been coming through have been going well. We're going to start our next sweepstakes soon, and our summer sweeps, which always goes really well. And yeah. Do you guys have any questions or comments for our team?
No, I'm good.
All right, Kevin, take it away.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Got it.
We are adjourned.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe
See
tonight.
you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Yeah, the storms are coming. Mount Horb's getting hit right now.
Oh, man.
I can hear it.
Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Right.